despite the chopper having crashed landed in.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on this Sunday, on a day that President Uhuru Kenyatta is set to lead the National Prayer Day at Afraha Stadium in Nakuru town.
Well, it is also a day when the recovery operations are set to continue for the remains of 5 people who perished in the Nakuru helicopter crash.
And don't forget that it is now only 3 days to the repeat presidential election this Thursday, the 26th of October.
Well, that and so much more coming up. My name is Michelle Ngele and I will join you later on a conversation about young girls selling their bodies to acquire sanitary towels. Right now, though, we bring you the news.
And I am Ashley Mazuri. We begin in Nakuru County, where the recovery process of the remains of the 5 people who died in the helicopter crash at the Lake Nakuru National Park resumed this morning. The 5 people died after the chopper they were flying in crashed into Lake Nakuru minutes after taking off. Our reporter Victor Ogale is at Nakuru National Park and now joins us live for the very latest. Victor, good morning. Have the operations resumed?
Well, Ashley, it's now an hour or over an hour since the divers from the Kenya Navy began the second day of their hunt, of the rescue mission, which is now shifting from a rescue mission to a recovery mission. Looking at the time, the bodies have been inside the water, so it is now shifting into a recovery mission. Yesterday, they called off the recovery mission at around 6:30, having gone there, which was more of a blind chase, because when they arrived here, there seems to have been some disconnect in terms of communication and also the coordinates that they were given. They seem not to match the particular point where the chopper plunged in. So after staying inside in the water and for over 3 hours, they came out with nothing. So that is why they decided, let's try and do it today, which is on Sunday, and see if we can get. But we managed to talk to some of them. The concerned parties here, including the regional coordinator and Rift Valley, that is Onyama Musiambo, and they are hopeful today by midday they will have recovered the bodies. Already the Kenya Navy divers have already staked out into the lake, and perhaps also using the account of the eyewitnesses who saw others who on a game drive on the nearby lodges, and they said they saw the chopper coming down in flames, and there was a smoke before they had a loud bang before it plunged into the water. So there is a team that has already been dispatched to go there and perhaps hear the account of them, where and the particular location that they found the chopper. They have also been joined by another team of divers from Naivasha who have come with the Kenya Red Cross, and they work in line with the Nakuru County government, and they are here. They are also going just to give them backup, though they might not have, or rather they do not have that much sophisticated equipment compared to the Kenya Navy divers. But all in all, it is in a bid to save lives. It is in a bid to recover the bodies that are still sunk inside the water. And Ashley, maybe just to take you back to how this entire crash happened. Remember, the chopper left the hang at around 6:50, between 6:50 to 7 a.m. at a hotel known as Jerika County Lodge, and then it started flying southwards, heading towards the lake skyline, and just being airborne for a couple of minutes, about 10 minutes. That's when it plunged into the water with 5 people on board, including the pilot. So as at now, the rescue operation is going, and we are waiting the arrival of other people. Remember, the day is slowly starting up, and being a Sunday, there are many activities happening, including people are waiting the arrival of the president to come here for a political rally, or rather a national prayer day, which of course politics will not fail to hit center stage. Ashley?
Gives of or next of kin.
Well, that is not coming out. Okay, I might say as at yesterday, as at close of business yesterday, there was an issue with the crowd management here. Remember, we also had politicians, and me and you know, when politicians move, they move in masses, they move in numbers. Like we had one politician who came here in a convoy of 11 vehicles. 11 vehicles, even if you give them an average of 2 passengers on per car, that tells you the number of people who are here, members of the Fourth Estate. Others are security. Security from the security apparatus. Here we are talking of the Kenya Forest Service, the Kenya Wildlife Service, the military. We are talking of even the CID, the Kenya Police as well. So there was a lot of people here. But today I can see that there seems to be some sort of sanity in terms of controlling and limiting the people, rather even the number of people coming or accessing the park. So yesterday we had close to 400 people claiming that they are family members, and once they were saying they were family members, they could sort of access or gain entry into the park, which also other people, the guards who are at the gate, they sort of had a hard time like trying to vet who is who. But today the Red Cross has already set up a desk there, and they will ensure that once you come, you can identify yourself properly and perhaps say who is you, the particular person who perished in the crash, how they are connected to you, how they are related to you. Ashley?
Before I let you go, Victor, the media was briefed last night. Have they told you when the next briefing is going to be?
Well, the regional coordinator said that he's awaiting some information from a higher office than his. So most probably that could be a higher office, maybe from Nairobi. So, and once he gets that, maybe in an hour's time, that should be at around 9:15. That is when he's going to give us a brief, because as I've told you, people are still coming in slowly. But then again, there is a question that is still lingering of the haste in which the rescue or the recovery operation has taken. But it depends on how you look at it. There are others that are saying that it is time that Kenya Wildlife Service has a boat that is stationed here. But then again, if you look at it environmentally, they will tell you Lake Nakuru is a closed lake, that Lake Nakuru doesn't have excursion or adventures or issues to do with swimming activities or even fishing. So that is why the boats that were even bought by the county government in 2015, all of them were taken to Lake Naivasha, because there seems to be more activity towards the Lake Naivasha side than here in Lake Nakuru. But then again, people were still wondering why this long, which is an issue that we expect during that brief. They are going to answer it extensively. But then again, Ashley, if we go back to yesterday, the number of people that were here, we seem to have had many people here who did not add, or rather did not bring any relevance to this recovery mission, or rather their presence here was some sort of joyriding or just promoting the domestic tourism, because we just had people who come here thronging, even interfering with the recovery mission, because the crowd management at some point was an issue. They're just busy taking photos, posting on Facebook, and that is why it elicited some bit of propaganda, because people were saying that the chopper was ferrying ballot material at this time, which I can confirm to you. I don't think that is the case. People were saying that the divers who went in and came back at around 6, they came back because one of them was bitten by a hippopotamus, which is not the case. As much as we have hippos here in Lake Nakuru, that did not happen. I can confirm to you. There was also another issue of people saying that their bodies that were recovered yesterday evening. I can confirm to you that me and my colleagues, we staked out here. We stayed here up to 8:30. I think we were the last people to leave this scene, together with the Kenya Wildlife Service officers, and that is after the Kenya Navy divers had already left this scene. So there is nobody that has been recovered yet, and that is there is just too much propaganda and people trying to spin this whole airplane, this whole chopper crash, and just trying to bring a little bit of political theatrics and political dynamism and spin it around in their own favor, or rather in their opponent's favor. Ashley?
Is our Nakuru County reporter Victor Gale keeping tabs on the developments at the Nakuru National Park and the recovery process of the bodies of the 5 people who perished in the helicopter crash yesterday. Victor will continue to give us more updates throughout the day. Let's